notice, Mr. Speaker, notice how all the concerns brought by team government is actually simplistic arguments that does not necessarily relate to the point of super apps, right? They talk to you about the bad treatment of the workers. That can always be countered with labor laws. They talk to you about how the market is going to focus all the investors into only one. We think that's not true. Like in the current status quo, the fact that they can bring up a lot of examples of smaller companies in that very market, for example, they to counter conflicts, you have iFlix, you have PU, and so on and so forth, proves to you that that's not the most urgent problem in the current status quo, right? We think that the point that our team has brought that has never been countered is the point about efficiency or accessibility of all these features towards the people, right? We think that it's the most important. The reason why we can spend a significant amount of time talking about monopoly and why it's not necessarily that bad is to prove to you that the benefit extends beyond promos. It's the benefit of people getting used to efficiency and getting used to getting their needs as soon as possible and when they need it, right? We think that this has not been countered by their side proficiently enough, and therefore this point still stands to the end of the debate, right? But I'm going to be talking about two things, two questions. First of all, can the market survive even without super apps? And second of all, can these new companies that has been broken up from these super apps benefit the society? In the first question about whether or not the market will be able to survive. Look, their point in their first speaker is about how it's going to kill off competition, right? Because you're going to look more profitable, you're going to be able to afford promo, and so on and so forth. We think that competition, I have three rebuttals. First of all, we think that competition isn't only due to how much investment you get, right? We think for them to be able to run with all this, they need to spend a significant amount of time explaining to you the benefits of investment, right? Because notice how in most of their speech, their main problem is being chased to fulfill the demand of the investor and the investment, right? We think that most of their problems is because they take too much investment that they can control. It's because exactly they bite off more than they can chew, right? Therefore, we think that this problem is untrue and unimportant in the current status quo. And furthermore, they try to bring to you the argument of comparative advantage. We think that exactly comparative advantage is attainable even in a market that's saturated, right? The fact that there is still few iFlex and Netflix that exist along with GoPlay means to you that there is a market segmentation in this. It's divided into two parts. The one that is already with the super app, and second one, the one that chooses to specialize in that very feature, right? We think that even when you don't understand jack shit about super apps, you're most likely going to choose an app that specializes in it because you think it has better recommendations, because you think it has better data and better services to offer to you. This is simple, basic logic, right? That means that that's the comparative advantage that these new things are going to bring. But furthermore, the third speaker brings to you a point about the relying on the data that you have, right? Exactly. We think that the comparative advantage that these new specialized, that the other specialized company has, that is not part of the breakup, is exactly they grew on their own research. They have the research of the data and the data from the users that is most likely going to be the most beneficial towards their company. So even if you use GoJet, you probably don't have the data of what people like watching the most. Do they like watching porn and so on and so forth, right? We think that this data is only attainable to companies that specialize in it, and that's why we think that this market is still possible, this competition is still possible, right? But even if the problem of the market is about investment, we think that their problem will still persist, because even if GoFlix separates from Gojek, we think that people will still know that this is a part of Gojek that they have invested so much in, and therefore people will still continue to invest in that very specific market. We don't think they answered the question of whether or not people will be able to detach this attachment or to detach this value that goes to the companies to the point where they want to invest in another company that still hasn't shown why they're such profitable yet, right? So they haven't proved to you about what will change in their current status quo. They can't run away from that. And second of all, they try to bring the argument about how if mismanagement happens, if big projects fail, the risks are going to be widespread. We think that this is untrue. The fact that Grab and Gojek is already currently unicorn startups, but they still haven't reached that break-even point, even with their existing workers, proves to you that they're already qualified. They are on their way to success. But breaking them out now is only hindering their pathway to success. It's only hindering the way for them to get the profit that is required to pay back to all these workers that they are talking so much about, right? Because this means that even in the current status quo, they're only taking in workers that are qualified because they know how to handle investor demands, right? Why? The question becomes, why is it very much likely on their side of the house for these big companies to fail on your side of the house, right? Because we think that it's less likely for these big companies to fail. Therefore, the only way to counter if they do fail is to use the marketability of your other services. If GoFlix does fail, then you middle. And also, a second response to this is that the spread of risks are inexclusive. We think that there are lots of self and on their side of the house because they haven't proven to you about how these small services are going to be able to survive without the data and without the marketability that comes from these push-up companies, is that lots of small services are going to fail at the very same time, right? This is the one that's going to cause the market to collapse because essentially it means that there are a lot of companies that the government has to cater to and they are all have to answer to the investor demands at the very same time. We think that that means that the market is much worse on their side of the house, right? But furthermore, there are concerns about bad treatment for workers. First of all, we think that this is untrue because if your concern is investors, first of all, on your side of the house, these independent services also have the same demand for investors, right? This means that this is not the problem of management of money. This is the problem of the capability to pay back to your investors, right? That means to ensure the paying back and the better treatment of the workers, you need to ensure that you're going to be able to succeed and gain profit. That means that you need to stay together with your big company for the sake of two reasons. First of all, you get the profit even from the most successful things like Gojek. GoFlex gets the profit from them, and that is how you use the capital to make sure that GoFlex actually succeeds, right? But second of all, you need the marketability and the marketing that comes with these already successful products, right? Without all this, we think that it's even harder for them to reach break-even point and to reach profit, right? But furthermore, we think that their ways are very inefficient, right? Because labor laws exist, activists exist. It's a proof that Indonesia already incentivized to help them. By, for example, many promos are talking about creating laws for shared economy, right? That means that Indonesia is willing to tackle this problem in a much more direct way. That means that on our side of the house, it's much more certain that you're going to protect these workers. Because when you think about how companies is profit-oriented, even if they reach the point of gaining profit, there's no certainty on their side of the house that they're going to cater to the workers at all, right? So also their point about it's going to be bad for the workers because it's a normalization of bad treatment is extremely new material that come from the third, so you should not use that as your tipping point, right? But furthermore, they talk about inventions and innovations to survive. Look, first of all, we don't think this requires them to break up. First of all, because of two reasons. First of all, we think that there's the urgency to create profit that exists in status quo. Even the most biggest startups and these big application super app companies have not reached their break-even point, right? Even if they're unicorn, even if they've gained so much profit, they have not been able to pay back to their investors. This means that existing super apps already have the incentive to create new innovation, to get better research, and to tap into new markets, right? That does not require you to break them up and stop them from their process of getting the profit that they need, right? But second of all, we think that market segmentation does exist in the status quo. The features of the super app is that its features are super limited, right? So they don't take up so much space. We think that that is exactly where these new companies will be able to innovate and invent in ways that are going to benefit the public, right? And also, wow, this is very well.
Thank you, Ashley.